Good morning. We will go ahead and call the Tippecanoe County Commissioners meeting to order. If you'll join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. The next item on the agenda is the Severe Weather Preparedness Week proclamation. So we have some folks that are going to join us for that proclamation. But first, I will have Smokey give us an update on this week.
President, I think truly it is the Severe Weather and Flood Preparedness Week. Thanks to our area plan, we don't have the flood issues that a lot of communities have. We can't control the tornadoes, so that's really my focus for this week. We want everybody to have a plan, whether they're at home, work, or in their car in between, and we want them to know what to do, and everybody in their family should know what to do. When we have a tornado warning, the sirens will activate, their phones should go off, and it's a very real problem. The chances of it happening at any one season, and the season is all year long, is relatively low, but the consequences could be deadly. So we want everybody to be prepared, and I appreciate everybody's support.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
You have the easy part.
Oh, the title and everything. All right. Tippecanoe County, Lafayette, West Lafayette, and Purdue University Executive Department Proclamation. Severe Weather Preparedness Week, March 10th through 16th, 2024. Whereas, the months of March through June present the highest risk for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes to strike Tippecanoe County, and
Whereas Tippecanoe County is located within the nation's tornado belt, becoming a prime target of devastating tornado outbreaks and other types of severe weather, and
Whereas a statewide tornado warning exercise will be held March 12, 2024, between 10 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the purpose of testing communication systems, equipments, and procedures. And during this week, Tippecanoe County Emergency Management Agency is emphasizing its safety procedures involving tornado activity.
Now therefore, we, the undersigned, do hereby proclaim the week of March 10th through the 16th, 2024 as Severe Weather Preparedness Week in Tippecanoe County, and encourage all citizens to become aware of tornado danger signs and to learn how to safeguard the lives of their families, friends, and citizenry in the event of severe weather activity in our area.
Smokey, want these so they can sign?
Oh, Thank you all very much.
all right, thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes.
Mr. President, I move we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion passes. All right, accounts payable vouchers.
Mr. President, I would move for approval of the accounts payable vouchers without exception. Those would be the vouchers from February 21st through March 4th.
So, second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Those opposed? That motion passes. Payroll.
Mr. President, I would move for approval of the payroll dated March 1st, 2024.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right, Resolution 2024-07, CM approving Park East Declaratory Resolution and Economic Development Agreement. Doug, you want to walk us through this?
Sure. So this is one more step in a sort of long process that will end up allowing for the construction of the Park East project. You can talk more about that, what the project involves, but what your resolution here is doing is you're approving a modification of the Southeast Industrial Economic Development Area to remove the parcels associated with the Park East project, and those parcels are currently, I think, agricultural uses, not generating much in the way of TIF dollars. The anticipation is that the city of Lafayette will then turn those parcels into a new economic development area, the Park East Economic Development Area. And the other thing you're doing is approving the modification of the Joint Economic Development Agreement between, it's really four entities, but so the city and the city's redevelopment commission and the county's redevelopment commission to include expenditures on the Park East project, and also for you to get, for the county to get 50% of the revenues eventually generated by the Park East TIF district. And this has been through, so far, it's been through a declaratory resolution from the County Redevelopment Commission, a preliminary introduction of an ordinance that would pledge lit funds as backup from the county council. The this thing goes on and on and
It
on.
does.
With the anticipation that the main source of funding will come from the Southeast Industrial TIF revenue to be paid toward those bonds, at least the county process. There's a whole parallel process going on with the city. It's also been through area plan, the portion about adjusting the economic development areas, pulling this Park East parcel out. And so the next step is for your approval of those two particular items.
Okay.
Mr. President, I move that we approve Resolution 2024-07-CM, approving the Park East Declaratory Resolution.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Okay, we have a rezone.
Mr. President, I move that we hear rezone Z 2923 Scott Loads GB and A to GB, ordinance 2024-04-CM.
Second.
Okay.
Good morning, David Hiddle with the Area Plan Commission with one case for you today. This case was heard and approved, recommended for approval by the Area Plan Commission at their February 21st meeting. It was voted 11 in favor, 0 against, with no remonstrance. The subject site is about 28 plus acres at the northwest corner of US 52 and 400 West. So you have the Capilano subdivision immediately to its east, and you have the Candlelight Mobile Home Park immediately adjacent to its west. It is already zoned GB. It's zoned GB and A, and the request here is to rezone the entire thing to GB. Of the 28 acres, about 23 are zoned GB, the remainder zoned A, and the petitioner essentially wants to snap the zoning lines to the existing parcel lines. This was rezoned to GB in 1970, and it's possible that there was just an error in the legal description and that the original intent was to rezone the whole thing to GB, but it didn't happen. Regardless, staff is in favor of this as it makes more sense than having a 40-foot wide sliver to the west and a 120-foot wide sliver to the north, incongruously zoned with the bulk of the site. So we're favorable of the rezoning to GB and would be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Petitioner?
Chris Shellman of Gutwein Law, 250 Main Street, here on behalf of Scott Loads. Only one point of clarification. There's only about 5 acres of GB. The 20-some acres is the rest of the area around it, not zone GB. And the rezone is a real small sliver on the north side of the GB section. be happy to answer any other questions, but we're not requesting 20-some acres. There won't be 20 acres of GB out there. Happy to answer any questions, but if not, respectfully request approval. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak to this request? All right. Seeing none. Jennifer?
Brown,
Yes.
Byers,
Yes.
Murtaugh.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-04CM passes 3-0.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Human Resources. Sadie, you're up.
Good morning. My first order here is a NIHART agreement. This is an agreement we sign with them every 2 years. This is for fiscal year ending 2023 and fiscal year ending 2024, just an update. They did agree to our terms and conditions on this.
Sadie, can you refresh my memory what the GASB report is?
Yeah, it's for local municipalities to file. It's for benefits after employment, post-employment benefits, something we're required to file. It's more for the auditor's office, but it's a benchmarking for me to look at to determine where we are benefit-wise.
Good.
So this is all, a portion of this is in regard, or this is all related to the fact that we've had to go to GASB accounting.
Yes.
Yeah. Which has ended up costing us a lot of money.
It hasn't gone up that much
Yeah,
in terms
exactly.
of
Yeah.
as the years grow. It's about $1,100 higher than the last time we signed it, so for 2
Yeah.
years, that's
Okay.
adequate.
Mr. President, I move for approval of the professional service agreement with Howard Neihart Company Incorporated.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
My second order here is a Lexipol agreement. Lexipol currently is a policy service that the Sheriff's Department and Community Corrections uses. They now have a government section of this, which is non-merit, non-police. This would allow us to efficiently and more frequently push out policy to employees. It also gives us real-time legislative updates to include case law with those. So each time legislation, such as the Pregnancy Workforce Act, as soon as that come out, we could have passed it in a matter of 3 days, and employees would get just that policy, acknowledge every single policy, instead of having to acknowledge a handbook as a whole. It also gives us training for our handbook, such as we could create a scenario. Tom Doe, however, reads the policy. What did he do wrong? Employee answers the quiz. It's acknowledged that they understand the policy.
You had to use Tom.
I was looking at you. It's a great name.
You report to HR more than the rest of us.
All right, questions in regard to that agreement?
Just a quick comment. I know the sheriff's office uses Lexipol as well for both their merit officers and their jail operations, and I believe it's been a really great experience for them in terms of managing those. So with that, I would move for approval of the agreement with Lexipol, the setup cost being $3,375, and then a 3-year agreement on the annual subscription of $15,743.90. And I move for approval.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, clerk, Julie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here just asking for you to approve the employee license and maintenance agreement with VR Systems. And this is, 80% of this is paid, will be paid by the state. They will reimburse us. And the additional contract, additional terms is what Doug had proposed that we add to that. So any questions?
And you kind of answered my question that even though it might be an off-election year,
offices where you can still use your clerk
There's a
staff
training,
there.
there's a training a part to this as well that we want to continue to use. And as even the maintenance part, the poll worker maintenance part, we can continue to use that next year for other things. For example, we can use, let's say we want to train poll workers, maybe they want to go out and do voter registration drives. We can use the management part of it, would send an email telling them, here's some training on how you do that.
Mr. President, I move that we move to accept the employee license and maintenance agreement with VR Systems, Inc.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those
Thank
opposed?
you.
That passes. All right. Public Defender, Amy. So if I understand right, we're changing your position to 2 regular part-time positions.
I know, I'm sure you're wore out with it, as am I. The legal market is just totally unpredictable because of all the shortage of attorneys. I do have, one person who worked with me formerly has reached out that's interested in coming back, and we had another application come in on Friday, and both of them are interested in part-time positions. I currently have only one full-time position, and that's why I'm asking to split it to try to become more fully staffed.
And again, these are all regular part-time, not
Yes.
just part-time.
Yeah, regular
Okay.
part-time.
Okay. And at the same time, we're eliminating the full-time.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. President, I move that we pass of eliminating the full-time public defender position and splitting it into 2 regular part-time positions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
we'll see you next month. All right, youth services. Good morning.
I'm requesting your permission to contract with the Change Companies. They're our trainers for the interactive journals, which we work with kids and families. This is a grant-funded training that will be on-site in Tippecanoe County that will save us a lot of travel money to Carson City, Nevada. So, although probably they would prefer to go to Carson City, Nevada.
Mr. President, I move for approval of the letter of agreement with the Train for Change, Inc. at $11,700.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you so much.
All right, approval of the bid for the jail roof project.
Mr. President, we were very happy with our bids that were submitted for the jail roof project. Saying that, I move that we approve Wolf Commercial Roofing, Inc. in the bid of $693,877, and that it's including alternate 1, and therefore approve that bid.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval of the bid for the jail roof project. When do we estimate that will start?
Beginning to mid-April.
Okay. And how long do we expect the project to be?
Somewhere between 8 and 10 weeks.
Okay, cool. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right. We have 2 change orders for the Tippecanoe County Animal Shelter. Oops. That requires. The first one is for winter service fees and additives for exterior concrete work due to the weather and climate in the amount of $2,376.30. I'll entertain a motion to approve that change order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. The second is a change order in the amount that, the total of it is $53,212.10 $5,837.63 of that is to extend the drywall deck to the new interior walls for fire purposes. And the second part is to turn the bulkheads and all the cat kennel areas into additional storage space. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
And
So
that-
moved.
I'll second that, but that was with Big Ben Builders.
Exactly, with Big Ben, yes.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right. And we have grants, and I don't think, oh, that's right. Sharon did say you were covering this.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are asking for permission to apply for the naloxone supply grant. That's no monies, just supply. And then also permission to apply for the annual immunization grant.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second to grant permission to apply for both of those grants. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those
And then-
opposed?
Oh, sorry.
That
And then
passes.
permission to accept the STD prevention grant for the 24-25 cycle for $123,912.
Move to grant permission to accept?
Second.
You had that memorized, the dollar amount.
Yes.
Oh, wow, impressive. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right. Looks like we have 4 applications to the villa.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the following for admission to the villa: Eric Sheely, Marshall Shattuck, April Shurick, and Deidre Colquitt.
Second?
Okay, we had a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Any unfinished or new business? Reports on file. We have a report from the Building Commission that will be on file in the Commissioner's office. Is there any public comment? Seeing none?
Mike, you're not going to introduce him?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'd like to introduce Doug Payne, who's going to be my replacement, starting the 1st of April.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully I can do half as good as what Mike does, you know.
Welcome.
Give it a shot.
Yes, good to have you. All right. All right, any other public comment?
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned.